Okay, I get this question all the time, and so it's about time we do a video on it. And people just ask me, what's the difference between Destin and Orange Beach? Which one's better? Which way should I go? Should I buy there? Should I buy here? And the short answer is, you're gonna laugh, and I will too, but it's Destin, of course. But I'm gonna actually, I'm gonna show you why I feel that, and it really does depend on your situation. But, the longer, honest answer, Destin really does usually come out on top for most people. But not to say we all know that there's plenty of people that go to Orange Beach, Alabama, and they love it. So there is a group of people that it's perfect for. Destin's a bigger area, attracts more people, so obviously more people choose here. Okay, so I'm just going to break down so you can have a better idea, is Destin or Orange Beach, which one's a better fit for you? And at the end of the day, it matters a lot what's going to be good for you and your family. So let's start talking about it. Okay, so before anyone from Alabama jumps into the comments, Orange Beach, it is great. Okay, I like it. I like going there. It's just a lot different. This isn't hate. This isn't anything trying to diss Orange Beach. Okay, it's just going to be pros and cons. So this is going to be just a real comparison from someone that does this for a living, spends a lot of time here on the coast. So let's break it down like normal humans, not a tourist brochure. Okay, but before we get started, I'm Danny Wales Margliano. I'm a realtor here in the Destin, Florida, and greater area of the Emerald Coast. I've been doing this since 2015, or let me say that again, I've been doing this for 15 years, and I started somewhere around 2010. We've been helping hundreds of people since then relocate, invest, and buy and sell properties and condos and homes all around here. So we'd love to help you. But let's jump into what we came here for, and that's Destin versus Orange Beach. Let's start with the beaches, okay? Because that's mainly why we all are here in the first place. This is usually the first thing people really care about. Destin sand, it's that blinding white sugar soft sand that squeaks when you walk. And if you've ever been here, I think you know what I'm talking about. And if you haven't been here, you'll see. Okay, so it's not just marketing hype. This sand here, it's actually a quartz crystal. And I did another video that has info on that. Okay, but moving on. So also this sand actually stays cool under your feet. And that has other things to do with the quartz sand. But Orange Beach, okay, it's still nice. It still has sandy beaches, but it's more of a tan color, and it's a little coarser. And the beaches, they are sometimes narrower in some spots. And if you've ever seen the two side by side, most people say immediately, yeah, Destin, that looks right. That is the place where the Instagram photos are going to take. So right out of the gates, Destin definitely wins the beach category. And furthermore, we're now going to talk about the water and the water clarity. And this is really where Destin separates itself from probably anywhere in the United States, for that matter. The Emerald Coast, it's called the Emerald Coast for a reason. On a normal day, the water is extremely clear, sometimes green. It could also almost look neon, emerald color. And you could see when you're paddleboarding or snorkeling or swimming, you can actually see your feet or what's going on down there all the way down to the sand. Now, when you get to Orange Beach, they have some great days where it can be very similar to Destin, but it's a lot more hit and miss. There's a lot more river runoff, especially from Mobile Bay, and that can really darken the water quite a bit, especially when it's raining or it has rained in the past. So one day it'll be nice, the next day it's murky. So if you care, again, I'm going to say the Instagram wow factor, okay? Destin takes the cake again. So, what about getting there? Getting to these destinations? Okay, this matters more than people really realize because first of all, Destin has its own airport, and you can land, hop onto an airplane shuttle, or grab an Uber, and you can be at your condo or house in 20 to 30 minutes. It's super easy for families or people vacationing, and as well as your rental guests. Orange Beach, it doesn't have that. Most people have to fly either to Pensacola or Mobile, and then they have to drive, sometimes upwards of an hour. It's not terrible, but it's definitely less convenient. And convenience matters when you're talking about vacation rentals and or resale value. So, once again, Destin takes the edge on this one. So, let's move on to food, because who doesn't like food? Nobody really comes to the beach to diet. So, Destin has tons of restaurant options. You've got casual seafood shacks like Destin Dewey's, or higher end dining like cigars, prime steaks, and seafood. And there's also national chains like the Olive Garden or Outback Steakhouse, and plenty of more. Local favorites like Camille's at Crystal Beach, and places that are right on the harbor where you can watch boats roll through. And AJ's comes to mind as a really hot spot. And then for those of you that really can't make up your decision, you can go to Harbor Walk Village. You have over a dozen restaurants within walking distance. Okay, Orange Beach. It has solid seafood, no doubt about it, but the overall selection is smaller. There's fewer choices, fewer late night spots or options. There's fewer walk around and decide areas. So if you like variety and options, Destin is more built out. All right, let's talk about things to do, especially for families. Okay, this is a really big one. Again, it's going to depend on your demographic, on who's coming and who's buying. So at Destin, it's got things like Crab Island, and if you don't know about it, Google it. Okay, it's amazing. The dolphin tours, they have parasailing, they have fishing charters inshore and offshore, and Destin is the luckiest fishing village. Harbor Walk Village, that's the place with a lot of food and tons of other stuff. We have water parks, or at least one water park right in Destin. There's multiple golf courses. We've got surfing, there's shopping, there's nightlife, and there's events going on all year long. Now, Orange Beach, it's more laid back. It's more fishing, boating, and beach time, which awesome. I mean, that's great. Who doesn't like all those things? Now, unless you're traveling with kids, teens, or a group that wants options. Okay, so if your idea of a vacation is beach nap and repeat, well, Orange Beach might be the winner. But if you want stuff to do though within an hour, both are great. So basically, Orange Beach is not going to have as much going on. It's going to be more of a relaxed place. They do have some events and things to do. I don't want to say that, but just the amount of things you can choose from, and I think the quality, the vast amount of options you have here, Destin again wins over Orange Beach. Okay, let's get into real estate, my favorite topic. Destin just has more options. You've got beachfront condos, harborfront condos and homes. You have beachfront homes. You've got bayfront, townhomes, single-family neighborhoods. There's short-term rental areas. There's plenty of those. Now, Orange Beach, it's more just heavy on condos. There's fewer single-family options. There's fewer neighborhoods and their style of communities, and you're gonna have less overall diversity. That matters for buyers, investors, and long-term flexibility. Okay, so real estate. Well, Destin takes the cake again. So moving on, let's talk about rental income and investing, because this is on top of a lot of people's minds. So this is where a lot of people really do care, because Destin has one of the strongest short-term rental markets in the entire state of Florida. The demand is high, the season's long, and the people know the name Destin, and that brand recognition is real and it comes with value. Now, Orange Beach, it does well in peak season. Summertime, they do excellent. They're pretty busy, but it's more of a seasonal area. And also rules and regulations with HOAs and restrictions can also be tighter depending on the building. So from an investment standpoint, Destin usually offers more consistent bookings, better long-term appreciation, more exit strategies if you're deciding to sell. So yeah, Destin wins here too. And I'm sure you're keeping track, or maybe not, but in case you haven't, that's 6 votes for Destin, and yeah, maybe there's one possibility close one, a tie with Orange Beach. All right, moving on. The cost, taxes, and the but Alabama is cheaper argument. This is where Orange Beach finally will push back a little bit. Alabama does have lower property taxes and sometimes lower insurance costs. This is real. But Florida has no income tax, and Destin's appreciation over time has been extremely strong. For those people, a lot of buyers, that appreciation and rental upside outweigh the higher costs. So this one really depends on really your personal situation. And I'm gonna give this one to Orange Beach. All right, you're on the board officially, Orange Beach, but lower taxes can come at a cost for things like good roads, parks, fire department, police, and EMS, and not to mention schools. So I had to throw that in there. Next one is, so what's the overall vibe between these two places? Destin, definitely more energetic, more lively. There's a lot more going on. Orange Beach is quieter, it's slower, it's less crowded. Neither is wrong. It all depends again on what you want. But for most buyers and vacationers and most investors, Destin checks more boxes. Are you thinking about relocating to the Emerald Coast of Florida? I've got just the thing for you. My team and I have actually taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide, which is meant to save you hours of research. And I've linked it right below. From top employers to the best hospitals and a boatload of other stuff that you really need to know before making the move. The best part is this guide is 100% free. That's right, you heard it right, 100% free. Just click on the link in the description or in the top pinned comment. I hope this helps. So, final answer, which is better? Okay, if we're gonna be honest, Destin wins for most people. There's better beaches, there's clearer water, there's more to do. There's stronger rental demand, there's more real estate options, there's easier access. Orange Beach, it's definitely a solid choice, and it's great for a lot of people. A lot of people love it, and they will continue to love it. But Destin simply it's more complete. It just has the whole, I guess, kit and caboodle. All right, so if you're still undecided or on the fence between Destin and Orange Beach, okay, whether that's for a vacation home, a second home, an investment property, reach out. Okay, all of my information is right up here on the screen. So just feel free to call, text me directly anytime on my cell, which is 850-830-4747. Or you can visit destinpropertyexpert.com and start the property search. You can also visit our other website, our property management site, if you're looking to get a rental property here, and that is staytimevacations.com. We'd love to help you either way. Okay, I'm happy to talk through, break down the numbers, or tell you, straight up which one makes more sense for your situation. If this video helped, hit that like button, subscribe so you can get more videos. And this is Danny Wheels Margliano with Destin Property Expert and Staytime Vacations. I'll see you on the next one.